We're going to go ahead and continue the engine swap series. This time we're doing the S14 Silvia. It was a newer car that was released not too long ago, and it does offer a swap with a Corvette engine, the LT5, I believe. So let's go ahead and pull this thing over to Mount Fuji, I believe is where we're going to play with it. I don't know if this is a wet track or not, but we'll find out. Hopefully not, because I don't have rain tires on it. And I think I hear rain right now. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy intermediates for both of these cars. That way if we do end up running into the wet, it's not such a big deal. So we're starting off with the stock motor version. And it is raining. I don't know if I've done one of these comparisons in the rain, so this will be just kind of interesting. They have a tendency to have the same type of feel anyway. I'm not even seeing the water register on the tire meter, so this might be an early enough race that they don't even really consider the wetness, but I can't imagine that works. Maybe the assumption is at this point in the game you're not running racing slicks. So this is running with a medium turbo. It does have the high compression turbo, the high RPM turbo as an option, but I don't typically like that. We're typically dancing more in the mid-range. So although you might lose a little bit of top speed and you lose a little bit of horsepower at the very peaks, the usable power is usually better with the medium turbo. And there's less surge. So this car, even in a slide, I mean, it's a Silvia, so even in a slide, it's fairly predictable. It's front engine, rear wheel drive. And these things come with a 4-cylinder from the factory. Oh, we got water registering now. Okay. So maybe early on it was considering a dry track, like the rain hadn't really seeped in yet. Car feels a little bit like it has a tendency to understeer, even though it's a rear-wheel drive car, at least heading into the corners. And you can make the back end come around. So I geared both of these at 320. I think that's a bit high for this car, and I think it'll probably be a bit low for the V8. See if we can get that current lap time, which is basically a 153. There we go. I think that was a low 152 instead of an extremely high 152. Yep, we'll count that as a 152. I don't think it's going to be close. This car felt lazy. These things are fully built. See, it's got 451 horsepower. We're going to be doubling that. It's going to be much more powerful. I didn't even get a different paint job on these cars. So this is, let's see here. Let's hop in the settings real quick and take a quick look at the power curve. I don't think it's going to, it's pretty linear. It didn't feel all that peaky, so I was pretty happy with it. I think if we went with that high RPM turbo, it would have definitely pushed the peakiness to more of an extreme. It does offer an anti-lag system, which I did not use. I'm not sure. I don't know quite how I feel about the anti-lag systems in this game. It doesn't seem to register. I mean, you hear them popping and banging, but I would expect I would expect it to hurt the fuel or something, and it doesn't seem to do that. So I don't quite trust it yet. I'm actually surprised how close the performance points are on these things. So we're adding 75 pounds and over doubling the horsepower. Let's take a quick look here. This is a supercharged V8, so it will, oh wow, look at that torque curve. That is just flat. This thing is going to be built for drifting. I mean, this thing is going to want to drift like crazy. Very linear again on the horsepower. With low end, it's got almost nothing, and then it builds up. But very linear, not so much of a surge on either car. I think this is going to be. Oh shoot, we need to buy intermediate tires. I think I can still do that. There we go. You know what? I don't even know if did I install them on the other car? Let's take a quick look there. Maybe I didn't, and maybe I just bought them and didn't install them. Yeah, I don't think I installed them. So let's leave them off of this one too. Let's see what that does to me. I'm thinking if it's like that last one, that last lap's going to be rough. Settings. We got racing soft. Let's just go with it. Jeez, oh man. Okay, yeah, this thing's got a lot of power. Now I don't quite know the suspension characteristics you want for a drift car. I think that's more important than even having this ungodly amount of power. But I think the power kind of helps compensate for lack of skill, which I am lacking in skill in drifting. I don't know how to drift. So it's taking a lot more throttle control to keep it from just boiling the tires. Not a big difference in the feel otherwise. I mean, it's 75 pounds, so it's not like it's a huge change to install this larger motor. Yeah, so where the other car felt sluggish and felt like it was geared too high, this car is geared way too low, even hitting 200 miles an hour. It just buries the throttle, or buries the speedometer needle. This is one of the more dramatic engine swaps. The car is going to need some aero work. I'm going to need to do the wide body to it, put some wings on it. You can see how this stacks up against the vet. I think it's a 69. And this engine will go into both of the 69 vets now. There's a coupe and there is a convertible option. I had planned on comparing those two just because those were the only two available for this engine for a while. I can't imagine that they're any different. Substantially faster. With a 152, and we're, without trying, we're almost, I'm sure I could get 10 seconds faster in that car. And granted, the weather's been different, but on the first couple laps, we didn't have water registering on the track. Like even now where it's raining, slicks are still the right choice. It's kind of a happy accident on the other car. And just, I mean, even before we get into like comparing the better locations for this engine in terms of this or what was the third gen Corvette, that's just a better choice. I mean, I don't know what the times are going to be on it, but the car feels, it's way newer and it feels way newer. Like you can tell that the car is way more refined than that 69 Corvette, and it's able to handle the engine a lot better. But this car is going to need a body kit. It's going to need, look at that start. That says it all right there. Just unleashing that power is brutal. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.